Good afternoon, everyone. Warren once again. Just figured I'll come on and just chit chat with you guys while I do a little bit of work. I've completed my days at work, so now I'm at home doing a little bit of things around the house, doing a little bit of work, you know, the whole nine. When it seems like work is never done, count your blessings, because it could be worse. You can be looking for a job, you can be without a job, you could be facing living in a shelter, and that's not throwing any shade towards anybody that's in the shelter. You know, I wish you all well, and let's try to get you up out of there as soon as possible. But let me ask you all something. What do you do when you mess around and put yourself on somebody's ain't shit list? Do you ever stop to wonder and question what did you do to put yourself on that list? What could you have possibly done wrong to not just one single individual, but oops, here I go again. John and Kim and Tracy, they're all mad at me. Do you ever just take a look in the mirror and look at your life and see what's going on in your life and look at some of the things that you possibly can change in your life to make things better? Do you ever even really do that, or do you just act like you just don't care these days? I don't want to sit here and pretend like I have all the answers, because I do not. But I'm at the point right now, yeah, I wrote a lot of people off. I've already said that. And, you know, I had to take a look at myself and see what it was that I could have possibly been doing wrong. And why am I at this point to where I had to write somebody off? A lot of my experiences are they stem from long-term situations, be it relationships or things of that nature. But I won't get too heavy into that, just throwing out random thoughts as I work. I posted earlier today, I came across this guy's video that he said 9 out of 10 women cheat. And the way he put it, you take 10 women at any particular place, be it a coffee shop or a park or playing cards, 10 women grouped together. 9 out of those 10 are either in the process of cheating, they're currently cheating, or they have cheated. And I'm not gonna doubt that, or, you know, sit here and say, well, I wonder where he got his information from. I kind of do believe it. I'm not gonna put it all on the fact that the women are cheating, because I spent a lot of time with personal friends, and I've listened to some of the things that some personal friends say during the time. Let's just say we're out at a bar or whatever, and how they talk about all the cheating they've done, all the things they've done. And I always would pose a question to them. Well, let me ask you something. What would you do if your wife was cheating or had these same ideals, and she's with her girlfriend right now bragging about all the guys that she's had? And of course they go to cussing and stomping, and now they want to be mad at me, talking about I wish she would such and such, and this and that and a quarter and all these things. Well, here's the thing. I do know for a fact that I'm just gonna put it out here, guys. You could tell me I'm wrong, or I'm crazy. I'm halfway out of my mind, but I do know for a fact that when it comes to that game, the street game, the cheating, whatever you want to call it, women are much better at it. Women are much better at it. So, guys, you know, basically, if you're out here cheating and you're not spending all this time with the woman that you've married, or ladies, same situation. I'm not bashing nobody. I'm just saying, if you're not spending that quality time with the person that you're married to, who are you spending that time with? And if you gotta have it and you're married and you don't want to let go of that situation with your spouse, why not sit down and discuss it with your spouse and possibly discuss a poly relationship, an open relationship, giving each other a hall pass, things of that nature. Now, here's the funny thing behind that. I have found it to be true that women are better capable of handling that situation than men. Yeah, fellas, I know, blah, blah, blah. I'm crazy, I know. But to be honest, y'all can't handle it. You can't handle it. You want it your way, but you only want it your way. You're not going any other way. She can't have this friend, she can't have that friend. You wanna know what? But you know what? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I've had those situations happen to me, and I've been in relationships, and then once all that came up, I became better at observing it. I started asking questions. I would sit down and have a conversation, and I would ask, my spouse how she feels about a certain situation. What would she do in this situation? If she's bored, would she consider going out? You want to have a friend? You want to talk about, dating outside of the relationship or the marriage or whatever you want to talk about it. You want to discuss it. Here's another thing. You put that lady in that position. Don't worry about if and when she's gonna leave you, because if a woman ain't happy, she gonna leave anyway. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all guys. A lot of y'all know good and hell well you glad that woman gone, but you don't want to say it. Your pride is, I can't do this, I can't deal with that. We all did that. But I became more immune to it when back in high school. To get a girlfriend and she wants to go eat with this guy, she wants to cheat, she want to do all that. So as I got older and started dating, that's not to say I didn't care if, my woman broke up on me or wanted to be with somebody else. Yes, it hurt. It did. I'm not bulletproof when it comes to that kind of stuff, but I'm just saying I learned to handle it even more. And that's in, especially with these past relationships and people made their decision to go on and do whatever they want to do for whatever reason. And that's on both ends of the playing field. Ladies and gentlemen, both. If that person's not happy and they want to go, open the door. Because if you don't, you're going to be miserable. And I'm telling you from experience, I did that. I wanted to talk it out. I wanted to try to stick and stay and work through it. And we go right back to the same old thing. Now, have I been in a relationship recently in the past 10 years that I didn't cheat? I'm not saying that. Have I been in a relationship in the past 10 years where it might have been open? Maybe, maybe not. We will discuss those situations. But in today's age, I think it's better, especially when you're new in a relationship, when you start dating, I think it's best that you start to discuss whether or not you can be faithful, discuss your fetishes, your kinks, along with the things that you absolutely will not do. But just because we can hopefully all sit as mature adults and discuss these fetishes and these kinks and all these things, doesn't mean that we have to act them out. It's merely a discussion. It's open. It's on the table. It's open for discussion. Now, I'm more the type that would be better suited to have open discussions when it comes to things like that than the same old repetitive conversation of, oh my God, what did little Jimmy do? What did little Kim do? But I am so sick of people thinking that we have to constantly devote 90% of our lives and our relationship with our spouse and give it all to these kids, these grown kids. They're, what do they call it? Or do they still say it? They're living their best life. So allow them to be free. And if they need you, they come to you. I wouldn't sit here in today's age and try to have a relationship with any woman that with every time we talk, her conversation is about her kids. It's nonstop. And I have several times stated that, can we just talk about us? Can we talk about mature adult things? Can we talk about life as we see it at this age group? What do we want? What do we want out of a relationship? And within 2 minutes, they're going back to talking about them grown kids. Now, my thing is, yes, we have kids. Yeah, they're this age, they're that age. I'm not saying forget about your children. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just simply making a point to where, you get into these new relationships, you have to allow him or her time to get to know you, You don't have to stuff all that stuff down their throat, constantly remind them that you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kids. Because if he's 50, 60 years old and you're close by in age, I'm gonna be honest with you, that man is not really that interested in your grown kids. You know, he's not trying to be stepdaddy to a 32-year-old man. So ladies, remember that. And the same for you guys, remember that. You know, I know for a fact, and this I'm talking to several ladies, and they've told me that, oh no, I'm not trying to date a man that has a kid that's under 20. And I feel the same way. So where do we draw the line in the sand at? I mean, these women don't want to get involved with these men because they have young kids. And it's not the kids' fault. But you got to understand that there are mature women out here that has successfully managed to raise their kids and probably was still married, and the parents did a great job, and those kids are maturing on their own. Now, she's had a great life with her kids and her husband, and now kids are gone on about their business. They got great careers. She don't want to take you on if you coming in here, you 45 to 60 years old, and you got baby mama drama still. No woman in her right mind would put up with that unless, you know, you just happen to be her jump off, and she'll just let you talk till you ready, you know. But I'm pretty sure that she's not going to want to entertain that too much. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. Yeah, we're gonna discuss situations with the kids or whatever the case may be. You know, I'm not saying we're gonna forget about them. Excuse me for putting my hand in my face. I do that a lot when I'm at work. I don't know where that came from, but I'm not saying that we're going to have to forget about them. It's just that that whole lifestyle of here I am. Okay, I'm 60 and I've met, I don't know, I'm just going to say Tracy. I've met Tracy. She's 55 years old. We've put in our time. We put in our time at working. We put in our time at, some of us may have put more effort into raising their kids than others. You know, we're all not on the same playing field when it comes to that. And there's a lot of things I could have did differently myself. But now we're at this level that we are getting to know each other. We're both finally saying, and she's probably saying, phew, man, I was so glad to get out of that marriage. And I'm so glad my kids are grown. They're living 2 states away. I can live my life the way I want. I got total freedom. Okay. Bing, that sounds good. And I may say, well, you know, I don't have anything holding me back either. You know, we can date, we got free time, we can make random trips, or it can be a random pull up situation. Okay, so we've established that. Typical conversation. Call her up, afternoon, just talking to her, find out, hey, what you got going on this afternoon? And she may say, well, so-and-so, son or daughter, call to see if I will cook them some pork chops. So I'm not going to be able to meet you tonight because I have to cook these pork chops. Okay, let's talk about that. We have talked about for the last 2 weeks that we're going to go to an event after work. So I called to ask her, you know, what are you doing? What are you up to? I'm about to say, you know, would 7 o'clock work for you? Right then and there, she's totally forgot about it because she's got to cook the pork chops. This is something that's been in the making for 2 weeks. That I don't deem as an emergency. So when I excuse you and say, okay, cool, save me a pork chop, yeah, like hell. So if you don't hear from me for a couple of days, and when you finally get around to remembering the fact that you and I was having a conversation, and then if I or any other gentleman says, hey, you know, remember we was talking about this 2-week thing, and we was going to after hours, we was going to hang out and going to this venue, and it was, you know, I had got the tickets. I don't care if they was $10 or $100, but you bought the tickets. So it's been secured. She already knows you have the tickets. You already know what time it was going to basically start. We factored in the traffic. But now her kid wants pork chops. She totally put you to the side for some damn pork chops. Excuse me for saying that. For some doggone pork chops. Now, what do you do, guys, in that case? Now, this is early on. So if she can be that forgetful that you had both made plans to go to this event Friday night at 7 o'clock, whatever, and you got kicked to the curb because little man wanted some smothered pork chops. This is early on in the relationship. You better walk, because if you stick and stay, that's what you're going to be dealing with for the duration of that relationship. That is not going to be a one-time occurrence. It's going to be reoccurring, because what we guys tend to do, oh, well, it's okay, it's cool, it's fine. And now you sitting there with 2 tickets in your hand, feeling like a fool because you were so looking forward to this date. You may have even had to maneuver some things around, change some things, get your money right, detailed your car, all kinds of stuff. It's a lot. And I know men and women have a different way of prepping for a date. Guys, well, I don't know about today with the whole Metro blah, blah crap, but at best, he would shave his head or trim it, detail his car. It's something that a lady really wants to do, and the majority, which I like this about them, they would go the whole 9 to make themselves look presentable. Now let's turn this around. She invites you out to a company function. You agree to go. You're looking forward to it because now you've gotten to this point to where, oh shoot, she want me to meet her coworkers. This thing is moving along pretty good. And it's Friday night, same time, 7 o'clock, blah, blah, blah. Your homeboy called you Wednesday night because he forgot to tell you that there was a bachelorette party Friday night down at the strip club. She calls you Thursday and, oh, no, babe, I forgot I ain't gonna be able to make it. My homeboy, such and such, he reminded me of this party thing going on. So here's the situation. This lady has taken complete interest in you, so much so she has invited you to a company function. And you're going to excuse yourself from that because you want to go to a strip club for a bachelor party. And now you're going to trip the next week or so when she's blowing you off. Well, this is what I found to be true. And this is from talking to life coaches and some of my personal female friends. When a woman starts pulling you into her world like that, more than likely, 99% of the time, she's genuinely interested in you. So get out of your own way and learn to listen, learn to pay attention, and try your best to follow up on those dates. Because if she went through all that trouble to include you in something that's relating to her company, she's getting ready to bring you into her world. And you've already taken a step back for a stripper. There's plenty of time for that stuff. There's no way I would be out here telling everybody I've been single for a year, man. I can't find a good woman. As soon as I get one, I push it to the side for a strip club. And now, be careful what you ask for, as they say. You wanted this. This is what you asked for. You wanted this woman. You even prayed about it. You even got on 1 knee, 2 knee, whatever you do, however you do it. And you asked for this. And it was presented to you. What do? You screw it up. So when you're asking for these things, be it a relationship, be it an increase in pay, because with that increase in pay comes more work. Yeah, I did that. I got the increase and I'm swamped, but it took me a minute to adapt to it, because I used to always tell people, no, I'm spoiled at my job. I feel like I do my fair share. That's all I was saying. But once the workload really started hitting, I had to take a step back. I'm sitting here like, whoa, wait a minute. What's going on here? But this is what I asked for. And the reason why I'm talking about that, because when you are busy and you're being productive, you really don't have time for all that foolishness. How can you be busy and productive with your spouse? Certain situations that's going on, back to, like I said, when you got invited to that event, you could have been so focused on her that night and her, just stand back and watch her. I've been in these situations, and watch how she works the room. Watch how she's introducing you. Now you're going to see this woman depending on what type of job it is. And if she's inviting you to a company event, I'm pretty sure it's a professional situation. You're going to see her at her professional best, how she's working the room, how she's talking to clients and potential future clients, and how she's carrying on. Now, fellas, let me tell you something. When she's in that zone and she's doing that and she's laughing with her boss and they're talking about whatever, don't use that time to lose your mind. Why you being so friendly with such and such? Don't do that. Don't make yourself look stupid. Okay, we've all done that. But you would think after so many years, you would wise up and not continue to make a whole fool out of yourself in front of others. Yeah, man, we're guilty of that. And be honest with you, ladies, you are guilty at it too. Y'all got to stop. Y'all play too much. You know, go to the event, get it, step into her world, find out what she's really about. Because I was in a relationship and I think she was so secretive about work that I started to wonder, it's not about whether or not she had something going on. I started to wonder if her job was everything she said it was, because she didn't seem to have any answers to anything that you would ask anybody about their job. And so you have to watch that, because I feel like if this lady's going to bring me into her world, into her function, she's welcoming into the workforce that she's in, I need to be paying more attention to her, because that's a gateway to a lot of more things that's about to come. And what did you do? You screwed up going to a strip club. This woman was really interested in you. She's laughing at your silly jokes. She's leaning into you. She's calling you. You don't have to go 2 or 3 days trying to figure out where she is, why you didn't call me last night. She's really calling you. She's checking in. You're checking in. Now, when you get to that point, don't rush it. Same thing for you ladies. When a man is showing you that kind of interest, don't screw it up. Do not allow your friends to mess up something that's going on good for you. Because you could be really feeling this person. It could be early into the situation. It could be 3 weeks in. As soon as you tell somebody, they're going to do what they can. That wrong friend I was talking about, they will do what they can to sabotage it, because they don't want to see you happy, because they're miserable. And you have allowed yourself to stay in that misery with them. But now you about to take a step up out of that misery. And now they got a problem with it. So what do? You have to make decisions. And I'm not saying you have to cut your friends off and do all these things, but you have to make a decision that, okay, I'm going to invest this time with this person because I'm feeling good about it. And if anybody that's in your current situation do not understand that, maybe it's time for you to pull away from that foolishness anyway. Maybe it's time you grow up and you move on. You make some decisions based on how you look at things, how you're viewing things differently, whether you want to be within the next 2 or 3 years as far as your life, your relationship, or unless you decide you just don't want to be with nobody anymore. I don't know. But my thing is, when we're given these opportunities, don't take it for granted. Just learn to just be patient with the person. And if it's something that they're interested in, now for me, if they want to go to, first of all, if she's 50 and over, especially 55 and over, she's talking about she want to go to the club, but then she's going to go by herself. That's a no. Now, if it's a great function or something like that, or I don't want to be 3 weeks into a relationship, and here we are already talking about going to your friend's birthday party at club, whatever. Now I would go early. I would probably step in and say hello, but being that we've already discussed that and she knows I'm not the clubbing type and whatever the case may be, she should respect that. And ladies, he should respect that about you. So that kind of scene is not for everybody. So, you have to be able to respect each other when it comes to that. But just out and out changing your mind because you thought you found a better offer, and she's going to evaluate that situation, knowing 2 weeks out y'all been discussing this situation, guess what? You already on probation. I'll be surprised if that lady even calls and talk to you after that. Because more than likely, if she likes you like that and she invited you, guess what? She's already told her co-workers about you, and you'll meet him. He'll be here. Wait till you see him, and blah, blah, whatever. And you pull that crap on her. Now she's got to make a choice. She's going to show up by herself, of course. Now you done made her look like a fool. Because everybody that runs into him, where your man at? Where your man at? You're not really being considerate. You're not even thinking about that person's feeling. You're not thinking about how this is going to look when it's all said and done. See, and I'm talking to the men now. We are dumb when it comes to that. We don't pay attention. We don't pay attention. I think with a woman that can have a shoe collection, 500 pairs of shoes strong, a man can have a shoe collection. He may have, at his best, the average man might have 7 pairs of shoes. Yes, that low. But he would still probably go to work with Mitch Mac shoes on. This lady, she's got 500 pounds. She's probably never done it. Because she pays attention. For those that are out here that takes good care of their things, they put their things away, they coordinate, they take good care of it. And that's not to say that they'll leave the house best dressed every time, because some of us, we don't care for all that extra stuff. Me, I'm more casual in a t-shirt than anything. I couldn't be more comfortable any other way unless I was running around nude. But I'm more comfortable, being relaxed, with dress or anything like that. So fellas, ask yourself this question. For those of you that are watching my channel, how could you better yourself and your situations for that woman? And don't get that confused with you playing kiss up to that lady. That's not what we're talking about here. How could you better yourself and your situation to be prepared for that next phase in your life? Communication. Because I hear that a lot. I talk to my lady friends. They tell me all the time they can just find a man that's willing to have a conversation. It's like when it's almost like you being evasive because you can't hold a decent conversation, and you're not trying to talk to this lady for whatever reason. And I think ladies are tired of that. So, guys, we've got to do better. We've got to do better. I'm not a professional. I don't have any degrees hanging on the wall or anything like that. I'm just saying this is from years of knowing people and talking to people and being in situations that I count myself in, and how I messed up relationships as well. It's all part of, maybe we didn't have those talks growing up to where certain other people or races, the parents got involved. I don't know what it is. But one thing for sure, we are all screwing up and we got to do better. So for now, I just wanted to kill some time, talk to y'all. I hope somebody can pick up on some of this information. And especially those of you that have an upcoming date this Thursday or Friday night, remember what I said. Stick to it. Unless your drawers are on fire, don't cancel that date. Don't do it. Go through it, deal with it. Get to know that person. Open the door for new questions, new adventures, new opportunities. Be prepared. And with that being said, this is Warren once again. This is the point where I'm supposed to say, please like, comment, and subscribe. But y'all know the routine. If you want to subscribe, all fine and good. If not, maybe I'll get to you next time. Okay. But until then, everybody have a good night. Be safe out there on those roads if you're on the way in. And I will be talking to you guys again real soon. Take care.